Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a 2D action adventure game called Gleamlight. Yeah, this caught my attention most recently after the Indie World Showcase. It was kind of shadow dropped out of nowhere. Leading up to this event, I hadn't heard anything about this. I didn't even know this was a thing. Do you know it was a game that would be coming out to the Nintendo Switch? But when they showed the trailer, they showed the gameplay footage, I was like, okay, this looks quite interesting. And the premise, the way that they pushed it, the way that they were advertising the game as, kind of brought like a unique art style with a little bit of an interesting dynamic on the gameplay mechanics that I was like, all right, you know what, this is something that I'm gonna go ahead and give it a check. So I went out, got a copy of this game on the eShop, and was like, all right, let's figure out this game. So Gleamlight, it's a world of Gleam, and the graphic style is different. Usually in indie games you see a lot of hand-drawn, you know, flat 2D characters that look like cartoons, or you see pixel sprites, you know, stuff like Shovel Knight and Axiom Verge. That kind of brings like an homage to old school gaming. And you know, as a retro fanatic, I'm all about the pixel sprites and stuff, but it seems like it's just becoming oversaturated with that. Like every other indie game in the eShop is like some kind of 8-bit or 16-bit type of graphic style, and at times it's just like, it feels like you're just seeing the same thing over and over. So mostly what caught my attention with Gleamlight is what they are advertising. So it's being promoted as a game that takes place in a world made of glass. So the world itself is just everything that you can look at. The trees, the boulders, the backgrounds, the enemies, the character itself that you're controlling, it's all made out of stained glass. And it's actually kind of interesting to look at it. It makes the game feel kind of whimsical, kind of adventurous, magical type of thing. And I don't think I've seen too many games follow some kind of idea and premise like that. So I like when indie developers go out of the way to purposely come up with something new, to twist it. Even if it's something that sounds dumb, like clay or glass or things like that. Anything but pixel sprites for me at this point. Not that I'm going to reject a game with pixel sprites, but I just like the way that this game looked. The whole character itself, stained glass windows, in general, are something neat to look at. So to develop a whole game based on that premise was something that I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to give it a look. And I think the game overall just has a distinct art style that really separates it from other indie games. The other main thing about this game that caught my attention is the fact that there's no in-game UI. So usually when you play a game, you'll see like a health bar, you'll see how many lives you have, you'll see a timer, you'll see a map. Like in Legend of Zelda, you'll see a map, you'll see what buttons are assigned to what items and stuff. None of that is here. This game literally starts you off, doesn't explain anything. There's no tutorial, really. It's a lot of just sitting down, figuring out what the buttons do, and as you progress, as you get new items, and do it. So it's kind of, it's a way of the game throwing itself out there, and I haven't seen too many games do that as well. I know there's challenge modes on games where you get rid of the UI. This one doesn't have it at all. It's kind of like a full immersion in the world. And for some reason, it kind of works. I was really interested and curious to see how this would work. But the game is designed to immerse players immediately into the world. The story's not obstructed by it. There's no push A. There's no tutorial or anything like that. It's kind of like an organic feeling in regards to how the game plays itself out. You figure it out. You use your brain. And you make your way from level to level. There's light puzzle solving in this game too. It's usually finding a red button or something to hit to unlock the gate to proceed forward. It's nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing too hard. The boss battles and stuff, the enemies, it's pretty straightforward. At times there is a little bit of figuring out to do and stuff like that. But again, I feel that the idea of having no UI, no overlay, no instructions, kind of made the game interesting. It was a different take and added a interesting twist to challenge, and it wasn't at all unforgivable. It didn't feel overbearing. It was just right. Again, it felt like I was getting immersed into the game itself pretty naturally. Now, you have to figure out what happens as far as the plot goes. Again, there's not too much in way of a narrative either. It's almost like they made this game purposely minimal. You have to discover and piece together the story based on what you do in this game. So on top of that, there's no interface. And it has this good, like, shattered type of look with the glass and stuff. So I think the developers of this game really went out of their way to provide something that plays solid, looks great, and has some interesting dynamics and stuff. So there is a bit of a challenge. Now, this game is $20 in the eShop. And it's, I think, available also on PS4 and Xbox. So if you're not a Nintendo guy, you could have a chance to check this out. Honestly, I think this might be an rated indie title. I think this might be a sleeper hit for as much fun as I had. Now, only because of some of the general concepts. I will say, as a whole, the game might play a little average to some people, but I'm just in love with the way it looks. So that's why I think it's a lot of fun. 20 might be a little too high for some people. There's no physical version as of right now coming out, but who knows? That's yet to be determined. You never know with these indie games. I enjoyed it for what it was. If you like platformer games and you want a little bit of a challenge and some twist, you might like it as well. Comment down below in the description or the comments. Comment in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Have you tried this out? Is this something that's on your radar? And yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so. I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. You want to become part of the hashtag 8BE Nation, guys? Well, be sure to pick up your official merch, now available online. Link is below in the description. We got classic t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and even women's apparel. Don't forget, pick up your official merch now. And while you're at it, guys, feel free to watch the next video, or why don't you catch up on one that you might have previously missed. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. I couldn't do this without you. You guys are amazing, and don't forget to subscribe and click that like button if you are brand new. Thanks again, guys. Peace out.